Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin walkthrough video. Um, so let's get right into it, I suppose. Last time we ended up meeting Vendrick, and we discovered that he was hollow. Or at least he looked like he was hollow. He wasn't attacking us or anything, but he was all green and undead looking. And when we walked past him to where his armor was, we looted the King's Ring. Now, they don't really tell you where to go. I never talked to the Emerald Herald because I didn't see her when I warped away. And then I ended the video, and then I started this video immediately after. And since I didn't see her last time and didn't remember that she was there, I didn't go back and talk to her in this video either. But she doesn't really tell you much. She just says the ring can be used to open up these doors that the king had locked away. And she says, travel far to the east. And you're supposed to know that to the east is all the way over here, by Shaded Woods, specifically this middle path that we never took before. So, I mentioned we were going to come here a couple times. Pretty much every time I passed this, I said we were going to go this direction near the end of the game. So, here we are. I suppose you could have ran back here and grabbed this red tearstone ring, but I don't really find much of a use for it, so I never really go out of my way to take care of that ogre and kill these, like, gremlin things, because I don't really use the ring. But what it does is when you're hurt, critically wounded, you're about dead, the ring will activate and give you a slight attack boost, which isn't bad, but there are better rings in my opinion. So anyway, we're going to run up here, you'll kill that Cyan Knight, and then you want to put on the King's Ring. And that's what we picked up from Vendrick's armor. And you approach this door. You don't even have to get this close. I'm just getting that close to show you. And you should see this lock rotate like that and open up to let you in. And here we're at Aldia's Keep. Now, Aldia is the guy that has been blowing up out of bonfires every so often to talk to us and tell us about how Vendrick was the almost king and how you were half of a monarch because your journey had only really been halfway done. And this is his keep. And I talked about it a little bit before, but Aldia is Vendrick's elder brother. So, they used to get along really well, and Aldia had his entire castle to do his experiments, and then they fought over something, and Vendrick locked him away, which is the reason why you need the King's Ring to open this up. Running over here, in this corner you'll find this mimic, and we should get our last dark armor piece. So we should have the gauntlets from Earthen Peak, the leggings from Brightstone Cove, the chest piece from the gutter, and the mask from here.
No, forgive me. How goes your journey? I know not what you seek in this, but I pray for yours. Please take these. Consider this thank. My name is Lucatia. I beg of you remember my name, for I may not myself. My name is
So this is where Lucatiel's quest line ends. And I've mentioned before, hey, Lucatiel is going to show up at the end if you summon her 3 times. After you summon her 3 times, she'll move on to this area, and then you talk to her and she gives you her armor and her sword. And we picked up the Mira shield, so we have an entire set. And obviously her curse isn't going so well. She didn't remember us at first and is telling us to remember her and remember her name because she probably won't in the near future. She wants her legacy to be remembered. So That's kind of a depressing ending, but, you know, she was helpful, she was cool, and now we got an entire set of her armor, which isn't bad. It's nice and lightweight and provides moderate defense, and her greatsword is actually a really good dexterity weapon. As a little side note, she talks about her brother and how her brother always beat her. Well, this Aslatiel of Mira guy that had just invaded us and looks exactly like her is believed to be her brother. So he's in here now as an invader, as a dark spirit. Now, what that means necessarily, nobody can really put together, but you do get a rusted greatsword, I believe, if you kill him and he happens to drop the greatsword. That might tell you a little bit more. I don't know. I've never really killed him because if you leave him alone and you run up here, and you can skip this basilisk thing, but I'm gonna kill it. But if you run up here and basically you run into the next area, he despawns, and you can do that forever, and that's how you can farm for Seeds of a Tree of Giant, which is why I went back and picked up one before walking in here. Because this counts as an invasion, and he should be roaming around down there somewhere. As soon as you walk into here, he's gone. And you can go back to the first bonfire, make this run up here, and continuously despawn him until you're ready to go to New Game Plus. Then you can walk in here and kill him again. Or kill him for the first time and summon him again, I mean. And yeah, so that's kind of a little side tidbit. Kind of interesting. So what you want to do is, as you're running through here, there are those brazier things that are, you know, all dark, and they want you to light it with your torch. And you want to do that because doing that allows you to get a key, which opens up kind of a side sequence of rooms and allows you to get some unique items. It's not required to clear this area, though. And yes, when you light the thing, you're going to have to deal with this Forlorn guy. Now, he doesn't really invade you. It doesn't say Dark Spirit Forlorn has invaded. But he's going to show up. He's like a red enemy that just kind of shows up. Like the Greatsword guy in front of Undead Purgatory, right? That's the one with the Executioner's Chariot. So, this guy's just going to show up. And this is a Scythe variant. And the Scythe variant actually can invade you. I believe actually in Dranglet Castle and beyond. But so I really haven't shown it or discussed much about it, but killing 4 Forlorn invaders, which I've already done. I've actually killed 5, I believe. Killing 4 Forlorn invaders unlocks all the armor pieces. Killing a 5th will unlock their weapon, and killing another one will unlock the other weapon. The 5th one has to be... Like, the 5th one... You get the 5th one's weapon, is what I'm trying to say. So, if you kill a Greatsword one for the 5th time, you get the Greatsword. If you kill the Scythe, you get the Scythe, and then you can go back and kill another Greatsword or Scythe to get the other weapon. So, you can get all the weapons. I guess all 2 of them. But you can get both the weapons that they have and the entire armor set, and after you've done that, you can talk to Strayed and buy it from him. The armor's not too bad. It's actually pretty lightweight and provides really good defense. Especially the hood. So, if you're going to wear anything, you can wear the hood. The reason why I'm unpetrifying this ogre is because he has a guaranteed drop to drop a sort of rare item. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we've gotten a few fragrant branches in reserve here, so I'm going to go ahead and use one of them here. You don't have to. He drops the Dragon Acolyte mask. And you can farm it, but not very many enemies that you can farm it from will actually drop that specific one. There's another one they can drop that they drop more often. Yeah, Dragon Acolyte mask. So that's a somewhat rare drop that you can get guaranteed from that ogre. So now I'm just kind of running around trying to grab chests and other torch things that I can take care of. It's been a long time and I'm more used to the base game. But in this game they moved these things across the entire keep, and I kind of forgot where they were because it's been such a long time. But they've moved them all around the keep. I believe there's 2 in this main room, 1 a little bit later, and then 1 one's actually by an acid pit, but I didn't know that, didn't remember that, so I actually ran all the way back out here and looked like an idiot, and then ran all the way back. So, yeah. But when that gets there, the video will glitch a little bit, and that's just me cutting out this downtime I had looking up where it was, because I didn't want to take forever. These guys in the mirror really take forever to get ready, so you should be able to just attack them. Pretty much take care of them before they even get a chance to hit. Like, he kept trying to ready himself or whatever, and you can just kind of beat on him. In case you're wondering, if you kind of like the look of this black phantom guy, I believe that's the Science Halberd, Pate's Shield, and the Elite Knight Armor. So you can dress like that and kind of roleplay as one of those guys if you want. It's kind of a cool look. If I remember correctly, there's really nothing that great back here. Yeah, Brightbug. Brightbug isn't that great. I think it increases your attack and defense for a little bit. And then there's Sellsword Luet, who's just back here as a phantom. So he's just kind of back here waiting for you if you want to use him. Here's another one of those things. And another scythe variant. I should just stop parrying for now. Thank you, camera. #1 enemy in Dark Souls is the camera. There we go. Finally. Still doesn't kill him. Not even close. He's got a ton of health. There. And they won't come back, by the way. Alright, so you want to go this way towards this foggy wall. Because there's a dude back here.
Please, just stay away. No, please, don't come near me. Nothing good will come of it. Just leave me alone, please. Leave this place and leave me be, as I'd not see any harm. Please.
So that guy is Royal Sorcerer Navlon. And his little thing is he's kind of got a split personality almost. There's an evil side to him and a good side to him. And the only way you get to talk to the evil side is if you're hollow. So I'll show that in the next video for sure. That you're going to want to talk to him because he's got a unique pyromancy specifically that most people go and get. But he also sells some other things. But you have to be hollow. Which I don't feel like dying right now, so I'll go ahead and just continue with this area, probably finish this area, and then come back and talk to him. Okay, over here is an illusion wall. And a bonfire. Why they like to hide bonfires behind illusion walls, I'll never know. This is the third one so far, I think. Alright, so this is me just kind of running around. I remembered that there are items in this room. Pharaoh's Lockstone. And behind one of these, I think. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. Thought there was another item. And this can't be opened because it requires the key that we're gonna get. But there's another one of them over here. Another one of the brazier things. So we will probably take care of that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna deal with this thing. An ogre in a cage that can just bust out at any minute. But I guess who cares? He doesn't even try until you attack him. And if we get him really close here, he'll bust his friend out, which means now I have two of them to deal with. Thankfully, I have some poison arrows. About 3 or 4 of them really helps you take care of these guys. And he just knocked a Dragon Acolyte out of the wall there. This one's almost dead, so I'll finish him with arrows. Go ahead and try and kill this other one. Alright. And then this is a Dragon Acolyte. And we got the Dragon Acolyte mask or something. Mask. We got something. I already forgot what it was from that ogre that I unfroze. But I think that was the rare one, if I remember correctly. And I never show it because I didn't remember to, so I'll check it in the next video, I think. Might as well use that Pharaoh's Lockstone to get everything all nice and bright so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so this time we have a greatsword variant, which we've dealt with enough times. Shouldn't be too difficult, except he probably has more health because why not? I'm gonna get hit twice. Okay. That was a complete fail. being overly aggressive and then immediately stops as soon as I'm about to attack. He just like, oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna stop attacking. When he's really aggressive, I can parry. When he's not aggressive, you can just kind of do the shield breaker and it's not too bad, but he's not being the same. That was a little too early. Okay. Good, he's down. That door there will have to be broken by an ogre. And there's one behind this door that's just kind of chilling, so let him bust through. And we'll see if we can get him to not bust through that wagon, because busting through the wagon releases a basilisk. And I don't feel like dealing with a basilisk right now. Okay. What are you doing? It's like turning around like, you know what? No. I'm just gonna go stand over here. Running low on arrows, I gotta remember to go get that too. Go get some more poison and iron arrows. And back here in this chest is the malformed shell, which is a giant kind of club heavy weapon. There's a skull version too. If I remember correctly, the malformed shell doesn't really have the best moveset, or stats for that matter. There's really not a whole huge reason why you'd want to use it. Now there is another version, malformed skull. That is actually not bad. That's another giant club weapon, and that does a ton of damage. I've seen people use that before. So actually over to the right of where I'm standing now is the last torch thing. And I didn't know that, so I ran all the way back out to the main room after killing these things and picking up the items in there. You can actually kind of see it a little bit here. I'm not looking that way. There it is. You can see it, but I didn't see it. So later I'll just cut the video. And you want to do yourself a favor and just kill these things with arrows or something now if you can. Suppose you can run through there like a maniac and then close the door at the last second, and then, yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and just kill them and then grab this stuff. A large soul and a corrosive urn, divine blessing ×2, a skull, soul geyser, and petrified dragon bone. Now, soul geyser is really the real reason why you want to be in here, because soul geyser is like the most powerful sorcery, or at least that can be kind of debated, but it's an insanely powerful sorcery. It's slow, but it's got some tracking, and yeah, it can do really good damage. In some of the earlier versions of Dark Souls 2, I think they actually nerfed it a little bit, but in the earlier versions they had Soul Geyser doing like 2,000 damage against certain enemies. So it's a really powerful spell. pretty much on par with Sunlight Spear, except it was slower. But I believe it's still a really powerful sorcery. So, yeah, really, it's very good. I would recommend using it if you're a very high intelligence sorcerer, because it does a ton of damage. And then in New Game Plus, you can make Crystal Soul Spear with the soul you get after you kill Duke's Dear Freya. And that soul you can get pretty much any time after New Game. New Game Plus, New Game Plus 2, New Game Plus 3. You can get that soul repeatedly. Actually, you can get it now if you really wanted to, if you used a Bonfire Ascetic and battled Duke's Dear Freya again. So you could technically have infinite copies of Crystal Soul Spear. Crystal Soul Spear takes up like 2 or 3 slots or whatever, just that one spell, and you get like 1 or 2 castings of it. So you could have all your attunement slots, and then you could equip like 5 copies of it. And it's a very, very powerful spell. But anyway, that's a different topic. So we're just about done killing this guy here, and that's the final torch. So we're gonna go ahead and run back to that main room. Because when you run back here, you'll be able to get the key. And the key will open up that locked door I showed earlier, so we'll have to run back. Suppose I could warp and then run in there and then, you know, warp back or just run ahead. Hello, Basilisk. Just gonna skip you for now. Okay, so, all this noise, this thing's waking up. Be kinda sweet if that was the boss, but it's not. Instead it just does a charging attack, one kind of lunge at you, and then you stand somewhere and it hits a wall. You can kinda dodge it, but yeah, after it goes away you get the key. So then, after you get your key, you run in here, go back to that door, and all these cages above us are actually going to get dropped, and we'll be able to kill the things up there, because they drop unique things, and we're going to want those. Sometimes people don't do that, and that's okay too. There's nothing super important. Oh, we got a dark orb that's following us. There's a prowling magus back there. The guy that we killed, he was kind of a boss fight in Brightstone Cove. He had this whole, you know, you could summon Ben Hart to go do that, and blah blah blah. They kind of built him up, and then it was just like a weak sorcerer with a few dudes around him. Yeah, there's one of them over here too. Let's see if we can take care of this guy. Yep, like 5 hits, so... Do not hit these chests. They are all mimics, and you don't want to wake up a mimic with the other enemies in here. I mean, now that I've killed the Dragon Acolyte and the Sorcerer dude, I'll go ahead and do that. But all of these are mimics. I'll go ahead and get that Bonfire Ascetic. Cracked Red Eye Orb, and none of them drop anything super spectacular, you know. There's no unique armor, there's no rare item. It's like stuff that we've gotten before. Which, that's fine, because it doesn't need all that. It'd be kind of crappy if we got like 7 new rare items in this area alone. Like, what if they said, hey, all the dark armor, the Staff of Wisdom, like, Havel set, all that, let's just make that available in this one room at the end of the game. I'm glad they didn't do something like that. So, those mimics will just drop bonfire ascetics, cracked red eye orbs, twilight herbs. All that stuff we can get, they're kind of hard to get, but you can farm them or whatever. And pulling the lever in this room made everything. Here's another mimic. He was in one of the cages up top. Made him get out. Fragrant branch of yore. That's kind of nice. There's only a limited amount of those, so kind of nice to get those. Basilisk with a bleed stone, but that probably could have been anything because the basilisk can drop pretty much any stone. You can drop all the elemental things: dark, magic, enchanted, lightning, fire, poison, bleed, all that. This thing, Twinkling Titanite times 3, that's nice. One of these giant beetle things. Yeah, the second dragon ring really does not like anything that causes durability damage. It busted really easy. So I'll go ahead and put on the Chloranthy ring for now. Corrosive urn, not that great. And the Black Witch's Staff, which I told you could get one from here. Or at least I said you could get one from a mimic later. That's the mimic, this is later. There you go. So now I think I have 3. I don't need 3, but I have 3. So with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and level up and probably repair this second dragon ring. Still have that ring of life protection. Sure, I'll repair that too. Why not? You know what? Maybe I won't level up. No, definitely gonna level up, I guess. I couldn't remember if I did that here or not. Okay. Back to Aldia's Keep. Now we should be good to go. Straight to the boss. Alright, so quickest way to the boss is through this door and to the left. We're just gonna try and run past everything because I really don't want to have to fight this ogre. And he broke the basilisk open, and that's gonna stay that way. Maybe I will fight this ogre. You can actually, yeah, I was about to say, you can actually bust through that wall there with the door. And there's kind of a hidden room in there. That doesn't need the key to open. But there's really no reason to go in there. I might as well show it off, though. Point out that it exists. Okay, so in this room here, we've got these bodies of other ogres, or actually they're golems, I think. And that hole there drops to the acid pit room. There's some funny PvP videos where somebody invades and then cloaks themselves in like the chameleon spell to look like a crate. And then a person runs into that room and they knock them down into the pit and that person gets killed. Or if they don't get killed, all their weapons break. Very cruel, but very, very smart thinking. I don't know what Aldia's obsession with ogres are, but we're just gonna skip this guy. It's best if you skip that guy. You don't want to use your flasks before this fight, really. Alright, so boss for Aldia's Keep is a dragon. The Guardian Dragon. He's sleeping when you walk in here, so you should be able to get at least a couple free hits on him. And this is exactly like the thing in Hades Tower of Flame. We went ahead and killed him to kill the old Dragon Slayer, except he's going to be stronger, of course, because this is later game. Exactly the same concept, except this time you actually have room to fight the thing. That and this typically likes to do more flying attacks. Like he can actually cling to the side of the cage and do a breath down. Pretty much anytime he flies, you don't want to be under him. Unless he's doing a projectile attack, but when he's doing a breath attack, you want to be away from him. And you just try and bait these stomps, because they're usually pretty easy to avoid. He's going to fly up like this again. That's a projectile, so we're okay. If you roll at the right time, you should be able to dodge that. And he's flying straight up, so we need to get away. Like right now. I don't know why I wasn't, but yeah, I need to run. It's kind of another note for him. When he breathes down like that, his head, you know, is attached to that really long neck. And so when he breathes down, he actually breathes kind of in front of him, so you could probably be a little bit under him. But when he goes to land, he'll land on you. So I advise being behind him or just being really far away and not worrying about it. You can cut his tail off. There's no real point to it, but you can. Stomp. I had no stamina, so I couldn't roll. Another fire breath attack. We need to get out of here. That didn't hit him. Oh, come on. He's got no health. You can kill him in midair, and it looks pretty sweet. I've managed to get a couple clips of that, but that is one Guardian Dragon down. It's kind of a side boss. I wouldn't really consider him like a huge boss, like, oh my god, this thing is hard or has some significance. It's literally, Aldia said, can I, like, cage a dragon? And the answer was yes. And he went ahead and did that. Because he's Aldia, and why not? And with that, we're actually approaching the final areas of the main game. We haven't touched the DLC yet, and the DLC will take up another probably 8 videos. Probably more, actually. Dark Souls 2 with the 3 DLCs is a very long game. And now we've made it to Dragon Aerie, one of a really unique areas in the game, but let's talk to Emerald Herald.
one who can bearer of the ancient dragon hath take this. Do not.
So she's gonna give us more lore stuff. I kinda skipped it. And I just traded out the homeward bones for the feather she gave us. The aged feather is a permanent homeward bone. We can use that anywhere, anytime, as many times as we want, and it will take us back just like a homeward bone. So anyway, I think that's gonna do it for this video. That's a complete run through of Aldia's Keep. And next time we'll go through Dragon Aerie and find out what else is in store for us.